Also, you have 2.5 seconds of CC, not 1.5. On top of a root. And then your Q comes back, like, really, really fast, too. Shouldn't be hard at all for you to create pressure in the lane. So, basically, I just need to hit probably 3, but need at least level 2 before I can do too much pressure in this lane. And you definitely want to play in the minions a bit, because the Kaisa can harass you, and you want to be dodging Yumi Qs in the early stages, too. Well, I just proc Aftershock right there and just keep walking. Should be more than fine right here. And we'll just reset. No point in starting lane with missing HP. Lux Karma. If you ever get ganked early, though, you pretty much just, like, feed the rest of the game, because they just buy Mercury Treads. I'm sure it works, like, in lower elo brackets, though. It's not too bad. Most important combo on this champion in the early stages is just auto Q auto. Super important for being able to clear, like, wards in the brushes and such. Looks like he's starting top. Karthus is pretty much always missing all of his HP, though, as he comes to lane. It's not that big of a deal. We'll definitely get pushed in on the early stages, especially with Qs like that. So we'll just chill, let it push into us. And then once we hit level 2 or 3, then we'll be fine. I'll probably wait till 3, just based on the skill shot accuracy my AD carry is displaying. Which is fine. One important thing, though, is you need to make sure that you're walking up so that you can catch the EXP as the minion's dying. Otherwise, you'll fall, like, pretty far behind. Just important that we don't get harassed too much in the early stages. Also, another thing to note, too, is your Zenith Blade is a snare. So you can go on the support and then force her to not be able to channel into her teammate. So this way is starting to push back to us, so I can start working on relics. Karthus is a low pressure jungler. Once we hit 3, we can start going in. Until then, you just want to like exercise caution as best you can. Especially since my AD carry is really, really low right now. Lost a lot of health. So once I'm 3, I'll just start jumping in on people. Because then we should have all of the skills also. So I'm just trying to block some of the W's from the Kaisa, since my AD carry is doing a really bad job of dodging them. And we can just help him relic this. And once this minion dies, then we're 3. But AD carry's lost so much HP that you can't play aggressive. So you just kind of have to chill right now. Let the lane run its course. Which sucks, but that's just like how you have to do. Sometimes you have to react to someone being not as good in your lane. So he should just take a reset. He's gonna literally die to the Qs. See the duo running over to him. There's really nothing I can do, because if I collapse on this, I just die too. So I'm trying to walk over. Yeah, I can't give him anything. I can block for the next spell that comes. Just activate my W and make sure that I'm blocking, so he can't die. Wouldn't be surprised if they chase or try to dive under this turret, so that's why I ward right here. I feel like my Nunu's gonna walk into them and die. I need someone to show on midway before I can start playing aggro. So I'm just trying to fish for Zenith Blades whenever he walks up and try to hit him when he's walking in. So how I extend like the range in that regard. But it seems like he's playing like pretty safe most of the time and just playing out the ranges. So once this next wave crashes, I'm gonna actually look to start going on the support. See how like he can jump backwards immediately after he autos? That's why I've been trying to like do max range stuff. so I can tag him. And we can just start going in. Make sure we auto W auto. And now that we have access to the W damage, we can do a lot of damage back to them. And we can go back in again. He shouldn't have used heal there, but they used heal, so it's not the end of the world. I don't have a great way to follow this up, so I'm going to activate my W right here and try to push this in all the way. We just want to get into the turret. My AD carry should be auto-attacking the entire time, so that the wave pushes in. Because as you can kind of see on your minimap, you don't want this wave to show up and block it right here. So we'll just take the reset now. Unfortunately, we weren't able to buy Moe boots, and I don't know what they did, but they didn't catch that wave, so that's pretty good for us. They're mostly magic damage, so we're actually going to get a no magic mantle right here, just to prevent being poked down as much as possible. We're a bit behind in this lane, but once we hit level 6, we'll be in good shape. Plus, our champion just does a lot of damage on its own. One thing that I've noticed in this lane is that the Yuumi pops out pretty often to auto attack after I go in. So what I'm going to actually try and do is a mind game where I Zenith Blade in, but I don't activate my Q. And I just try to Q her. But my Ezreal's a bit too far away right now. But we want to keep fighting because he's Like, he hasn't taken his reset, so you want to be actively trading. There's a wave. There's minions hitting me. So we'll just push this in all the way to the turret. And I can just take another reset and get HP back again if I want to. Like, since I expended a lot of mana, I'll just take another reset right here, and that's completely fine. How have the games been today? They've been pretty bad. We'll just use this reset to get a little bit healthier, all of my mana back that I took in the trade beforehand, because we ended up forcing out the cleanse, which was pretty good. So if we can just hit level 6 and then force while the cleanse is still down, we'll actually have more than enough damage to kill him. So that's kind of like what I'm looking for right now. It seems like my mid laner has pretty good pressure to move around the map, so that's also a net positive. This game's a relatively uneventful game, but that is not a bad thing for us. And I don't want to use my relics on these minions. So the mistake that my AD carry is making quite frequently is he's not standing in the minions, so he doesn't have any way to block the Qs that are hitting him. He's standing too far away from the minions. So if he stands in the minions, then he'll have space for him to have the Yuumi Qs be blocked by the minions, because he can step back into them. So I'm just trying to play max range and soak EXP, as you can kind of see the numbers going up. This is important that if I'm soloing, that I'm at least getting the stat value right here. So I'm just adjusting my positioning to where he's walking. And as you can see, like, since I'm max range, it's also really hard for the Yuumi to hit me with harass. Now that we've hit the Sheen too, our Ezreal actually is reasonably power spiking. And the cleanse should be down for till about 11 minutes, so I can start looking for stuff again once we clear this wave. So there's too many minions right now. And I want to make sure that I'm just proccing my relic on the cannon right there. Making sure that we're genning income. So we're standing like at this edge right here because it's pretty common for people to check like that. So now that the wave is kind of crashed, just activate the W, make sure that we don't take too much damage. I'm waiting for this wave to crash before I force a fight, because I don't want minions to get in the way of the all-in. Okay, so we ping on our way. And we use our ignite afterwards. And we get the flash, heal, exhaust. Not a terrible trade. Kind of sucks that we didn't have the damage to kill him because he blinked out instead of just sitting there and DPSing him, which was a pretty big mistake by him. But that's just the way it goes. And we just want to push this all the way into the turret now. They'll have a cleanse timing again, so it'll be a lot harder for us to score kills on them again. But now that we've done that all in, we have the pressure to just... Oh, we're dead, actually. I was going to say to go for the next dragon, but there's actually 4 people down here. And, moe boots aren't going to be great in this game, so it's just better to get my hands on some kind of combat boots. So we can just get our hands on ninja tabbies, just to be as tanky as possible. So their Karthus ended up flashing after us on that play. They're definitely going for the wrong target. Never mind, I'm trolling. I don't know if my Katarina has enough damage to kill another person, though. Hopefully he can get out, which is also a positive. And I can start looking to walk up to this now. Oh, I really wanted that cannon. Okay, since they're resetting right now, I just want to get vision around my side of the map right now. So, since we have the reset advantage, we're just dropping wards down deep in their jungle. It'll also help us try to keep track of the Talon that maybe is roaming. So, just trying to establish as much of a vision line as possible. And we'll stun that just for my Nunu whenever he walks over. Drop a pink here. Cool. We got as much vision as we possibly could have asked for in that scenario. And my champion should be pretty hard to kill now that I finished ninja tabbing. Should be an insane amount of damage reduction. Unfortunately, our cleanse timing, we didn't score a kill, even though we should have had a kill. So we just need to do this dragon and pull it out, and then I want to force a fight. So I want to ping the Karthus, because the Karthus has no flash. Okay, my teammate is literally just not hitting the person I pinged, which kind of sucks. Okay, we got the Karthus anyway. So that should also make it pretty easy for us to get the dragon now. This game's going to be a pretty important that we get this dragon so that we stack it and we have the win condition of Dragon Soul. So next we will pick up a cloth armor. So I'm just trying to get as tanky as possible and work towards a gargoyle stone plate. On a champion like Leona, don't get too fretted over your KDA. Sometimes you just have to suicide in to start fights for your team, and you're going to die a lot doing that, especially when you're not ahead. So it's completely fine to do that in circumstances like that, where honestly, my Nunu kind of griefed me by not going in with me on the right target, even though I pinged it, but we ended up winning the fight. It's fine. It's good for us. There's Absensual. So one problem now, though, is my Nunu is on the other side of the map, so it's very hard for us to establish any vision, especially with them running up like that. So I'm just going to go on this guy, keep kiting backwards as best I can. And we're just going to dump the ult here, and we're just going to pop our potions. But we're dead anyway. So it seems like the Talon just basically off respawn ran bottom instead of going for any minions at all. But that does leave us available on the top side to get the Rift Heralds. It's not the end of the world. So we'll just upgrade this. And then off respawn, I want to walk to mid and try and get some vision down again so I can try to avoid having that happen again. The enemy team's doing a good job of putting pinks down though and clearing out all of our wards. So we'll run into some issues in that regard. And we're a bit behind in EXP, so I'm just gonna snag a little bit of the minions that are dying. And he's pinged to assist me, which means that he's probably looking at dropping a rift or something. I don't know what he's doing actually. And we'll ward over the wall so we can see if anyone's trying to contest us on this. So this turret should just be ours. And I'll ping on my way to here. Oh, looks like there's a fight happening. Coming back. Make sure we're going on the Karthus first, because the Karthus, it's important that we get a reset. So I'm going to dump my Ignite on him. And then we want to stun the Talon. Never mind, the Karthus killed everyone, because everyone stacked on him after we killed him. I guess in situations like that, we should probably just go on the Talon in that regard. But the Talon's like really, really hard to lock down, because if he stealths at the same time that I go in, then it's pretty hard in that regard. They might just be way stronger 3v3, honestly, in general. They do have a huge level lead. We also do have the win condition of my NASA split pushing in the future, so I'm not like too worried about the game state right now. That guy does a lot of damage. So if we actually play through the NASA split push, then even though we're a bit behind in this regard, we'll still be fine. Oh, okay. He's being a little too crazy, though. And make sure we activate the W so we don't take too much damage. Yeah, I'm down to FF this game. Just Nunu, we don't have enough damage to kill anybody, so I'm just going to scoot back for right now. Oh, my teammate says open mid. I don't know about that one. Alright, so I establish vision on the top side right now. Just make sure that we have some wards around here. Don't want to go too deep into it right now since we don't have the push on the mid lane. For the most part, we just need to play for the dragons right now. So the issue that I saw in the last fight is, it seems like if we go for the Karthus, even though we kill him instantly, everyone just kind of stands on top of him. So what I'll probably end up doing in the next fight is just kind of holding all my spells for someone who comes in, and then blow that guy up with my Katarina. So if I can get my Katarina to start resetting on fights, then we'll be in good shape. I don't know if my Nunu is AFK. It doesn't look like we're getting help here, though. Another game where we get 2 dragons, and then people are just not down to fight over the next one, even though it's a huge win condition. It's kind of lame. Just gotta wait for the Nasus to be here, and then we'll be in good shape. So I'm holding all of my spells. Trying to go on the Talon that's going to look for over the wall. Make sure I ignite him after I ulti. Okay, cool. We stopped him from going in. Should just finish the dragon now. Put a pink ward over so we can kind of see what's going on. Should be able to stun him now. Another free kill. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just keep holding my spells and see if maybe one of their players overreach, and we can flip the fights that way. That felt way more comfortable than trying to dive into the Karthus, which was kind of the issue we were running into. Now, now that we have the Infernal, we have the way of forcing this game open just through the Soul Point, which is really, really important. No, this is an unranked challenger. Oh, nice. He actually got out. Cool. Eventually, the Nunu becomes invincible. Spirit Visage is actually really OP against the enemy team. They have a lot of magic damage. So most important thing now is to make sure that they don't sneak the Baron randomly. So I'm going to run over here and drop down the ward over the wall. Because they can do the Baron very, very easily with Muramana Rageblade and a Karthus. So just make sure that they don't randomly steal it, or randomly sneak it, and we'll be in good shape. Now, since there's nothing else happening on the map, they're pretty much their only open play right now is to go kill my top laner. So I'm going to start walking up here to make sure that I stand directly behind him to help him in case he gets jumped on. But he has randomly decided to start channeling back, so my plan has ruined. So I'll just ping assist me so that we can get the Scuttle Crab. Because we just want vision around the Baron as much as we can. That's too deep. I don't think the Talon's going to do anything. Oh, looks like we're trying to force a fight through mid. The Talon has all-in. Cool, we ended up killing him, but that pretty much is where it starts and ends. I think we can kill people under the turret. So I'm just going to go on the Talon right here. Dump the ult. Keep going backwards. Stun him so he can't pop out. Make sure we have wards over the wall. Watch my teammate kill himself. And we'll just kite backwards right here. So I want to make sure that I can flip a fight in case someone does anything dumb. And probably just catch someone here. Alright, nobody wants to play with me, so I'm just going to leave this location. And I'll just scoot back to where my Nasus is. He's most likely going to swing down to mid. Well, he should catch the mid wave. Guess he's just going to farm those. Alright, we have a minute on this Infernal Dragon, so just going to take a reset here. Really good catch by my Katarina. Now, since I'm the primary engage in this game, I'm not going to complete this until I use my stopwatch. I'm going to sit on the stopwatch combo, and then once I finish the stopwatch, then we'll switch over to Gargoyle. And since I'm the primary engage, I'm going to work on a Righteous Glory, so that's what the Bracer is for. Most important thing, once again, we're down the mid lane. And we just want to push this out so that we can get ready for the dragon. So I'm just trying to be the team babysitter right now and make sure that I can convince my super strong teammate to come fight with us. So everyone's walking down. Need to get the wave in mid first. Seems like everyone on my team is not doing that though. So sometimes you just kind of have to react to what's going on the map rather than what's actually the right thing to do. So I'm just playing with my Ezreal right now because it doesn't seem like they're walking down to that location yet. So I have to wait till everyone gets over here before I can really do anything. So I'm just going to let the Nunu go in. And what we're doing is we're just sitting here waiting for the Talon. And then we just go in and stun the Talon. And we're just soaking as much damage as possible. And we use our stopwatch right here. And then we can flash over the wall afterwards. We've absorbed like a lot of damage, but our Kai'Sa ended, or our reset champion kind of did not reset, and he ended up killing himself. So this is most likely a fucked fight. So we're just gonna keep kiting backwards right now. So I'm just trying to slow down everyone I can, kite backwards with my Nasus. Now, since we're too weak to fight this, I'm not going to walk up or anything like that. He's most likely just killing himself for free. End up having to give him a slash for that. So that's also why I want to always sit on my stopwatch before we finish the Gargoyle, just so that I can leverage it and take a lot of damage. My primary goal is just try to make sure that the Talon can't get in and reset off of people. So that's what I'm basically doing in every fight. Just let my teammates engage. And then just constantly crowd control the Talon, because that was the best team fight that we had, was the previous fight over the Dragon. So that's just kind of what I'm trying to look to replicate. Now that there's no neutral objective up, just want to switch over our gears again to gain vision on the top side as best we can. See if there's any wards here. Alright, there are no wards on this side of the map, but we don't have Ezreal or anything like that, so it's a little bit harder to have fights. If we don't have Nasus, it's really not worth for me to go in. I need to at least have some kind of really strong damage source. So not having the Ezreal and not having the Nasus, it's just better to play conservatively for time being. Once we push in this wave, it'll force someone to show down mid. Then we can start shifting back over into the top side and reestablish a ward on this location right here. Just want to make sure that we have both entrances covered as much as possible. It does also give us a rotation to maybe collapse on him, but he's too far away right now. Plus the enemy team has vision around this location, so it's dumb to overforce it. Now we have a pink in line, and I've ran a sweeper through all of this, so we know that there's not any wards on this side right now. We don't have Nasus though, so I need to wait for Nasus to finish his TP, then we will probably actually look to just pull the Baron. So I can pink right here. It's all cleared. And we can just pull the Baron whatever we want. And we're just going to look to go in. CC everyone as best I can. Make sure I pop the Gargoyle Stone Plate. And I'm just dumping all of the damage on the Karthus as best I can. And I'm going to Zenith Blade over here. Just trying to stall all the damage from coming in. Good stopwatch by him, but he's going a little bit too far because no one can follow that. So we're just going to Zenith Blade, but he actually ended up getting a dash off, so he dodged everything. Wow, we didn't kill Karthus at all. There's just not enough damage on him, I guess, even though I CC'd 3 people. It's a little disappointing. So that's like a different fight blueprint where we end up going on whoever we can to catch, but it didn't seem like people dived in and did enough damage, so that was kind of the issue in that regard. So I'm just gonna actually just take a reset, walk back all the way, because my channel backs are just getting stopped over and over again. And we are just going to grab another cloth armor for the righteous glory that we need. Pretty much at this point in time, the only way to win this game is to get this Infernal Dragon. If we don't get the Infernal Dragon, we basically don't win, because it seems like we just don't have enough damage on the team to score kills on people through the Yuumi heals. Seems to be what we're running into as an issue. So we'll just establish lines right now of vision. We're actually in a position too where it's literally worth it to trade the Baron for the Dragon. So we'll just dump vision all the way around here. And then just make sure we maintain vision by pushing out middle. As long as we push out middle, then we'll force people to show. There's a good chance that they just started it though. Very good chance. Okay, we see the Talon down mid. So, okay, we see everyone on the map now, so we're fine. So we just need to get this. Okay, we didn't kill anyone, which is pretty tragic. Maybe the Ezreal hits him and kills him. Nope, not quite. So, just need to do this. I'm just gonna do this and ignore the Nunu, because the Nunu's... he has a bad mental right now, so just gonna DPS this as much as possible. And try to get this, because we need this, otherwise it's unplayable. So now we just kite backwards as best we can. Make sure we stun the Kai'Sa. And I'm just hitting whatever's in front of us. Precast the stun so we can kill him. Okay, not too bad. Alright, so now we want to activate the W, stopwatch. There's no point in using flash here. In these kinds of situations, just take the loss, but try to drag it around as long as possible. So it's really important, though, that we got that dragon, even though we ended up all dying for it. Because now we should have enough damage in our kits to potentially blow up people. And it also makes the Ezreal a lot stronger because he can poke people now a lot more effectively. Then just try to get my Ezreal to buy healing reduction. Okay, so now I need to push out mid really, really bad. I have a ward on the Baron, so they won't start for the time being. I mean, my Nasus is stacking pretty well. He does a lot of damage. The Talon having the Banshees really doesn't do anything for the most part, because my E breaks the Banshees anyway. So we'll drop the ult right there. And I'm just going to go like really, really in. So we're going to activate my stopwatch. And that guy's just going to kill himself, so I'm going to run away from him. And I'm going to use the Zenith Blade to get out of there at the same time. Okay, then we try to Zenith Blade on him. Shield myself. Make sure we stun him. Nice job. And then he should blink over the wall. He'll be able to vamp a bunch of HP. And that's really, really good for us. Need to help clear out wards now. Okay. So I'm going to give up what's called tempo, which is like your ability to control what's going on the map, just so that I can clear this pink. So not too bad of a fight. Not the greatest fight, but not too bad either. Ended up trading a lot of lives back and forth again. The game gets rougher as it goes on for us, I believe, just because of the fact that Karthus does so much damage. But I think as people, Bloodthirster pretty good for you, Ezreal. So I'm just trying to help guide my AD carry a little bit. Give him good suggestions for items. I think BT is really good here because he can just overstack another shield. Makes it a lot harder for him to die. As long as he's not dying at the initial start of a fight, we're in pretty good shape. As you can see kind of from the end of that last fight. We just want to constantly deflect them from the Baron. That's pretty much it. I see my NASA shifting down, so I have a little concerns of him getting jumped on, so I'm kind of shifting over to him, just in case. Alright, we see them mid now, so we're just going to run another sweeper through everything. And we pink this. And now we've got like really, really good vision control over everything. Fortunately, my Nunu is killing himself again. So we're just going to sit through in here. Make sure I ult right there, so it's a lot harder for them to get on top of him. And I'm just going to go on whatever's in front of me. So I left him with a stun as that went off. But there's not really any spells that I have. So we'll just keep cutting backwards. No need to play too over-aggressive and kill myself for no reason. A lot of people should just try to focus on recovering HP. There shouldn't be any vision around this location, so I'm just going to sit on this side. I'm not going to have any damage dealers who can walk with me, though, so that is one thing to be noted. We have wards on the Baron Pit, so we'll see if they walk over to it. We don't have to do anything right now. And Nunu just respawned anyway. So we can just push out another wave right here to force them to show mid, and then we can go to the Baron afterwards. There's no reason to rush towards it right now because they can't do it that fast. So now we're just trying to keep vision on two objectives at once. So sneaking Baron is more likely than them actually contesting the dragon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to dump this ward onto the Baron so we can see if they ever try to do it. And then I'm going to swing down and around since my Nasus is on the top side and try to start working on getting pressure around to this dragon. Now, one problem is we don't have anyone pushing mid, so they're going to have mid pushed and be able to swing. And I do not have any more wards, so I'll just ping that so that he knows that like that's the go button. So I have to go back. I have to go in here because I just need to create space for my team. So I'm just going to stopwatch or activate my stone plate, stun him, dump ignite on him. Perfect. He win traded. So now this is where we kill ourselves, but we have to go in right here because we want to give space to our Nasus to play aggressively. So now I'm actively juking. Okay, so I'm going to die right here, but we should win the fight, and we should win the dragon off of that too. So sometimes you just kind of gotta give yourself for the fight, and that's kind of one of those scenarios that kind of like highlights that very, very well. Cool. So we're actually in a precarious situation where the enemy team is now starting to engage fights for us. So I'm going to cut what I was building, and I'm just going to build the Zeeks. It'll give us a little bit more AoE and slow so we can proc more Font of Life so my teammates can heal a lot. And we'll just sit on the Bracer right now for the stat stick that it is. It's not a big deal. Because they're actually getting pretty antsy. And the set is, that's not what you're supposed to do. So in any situations like that, when you're a carry, you don't blink away from your teammates, you blink into them. So if what he should have done is he should have just walked into the pit. Blinking away from the pit pretty much guarantees that you die. My Nasus has 650 stacks, so he's in pretty good shape right now. Honestly, even though we're behind in kills, we're actually pretty up in terms of just like relative power in this game in general. Yeah, because then the Talon has to make a conscious choice about whether or not he all-ins to try to kill the Ezreal, right? And then worst case scenario, you die, but he dies also because he's stuck in the middle of your team, right? Whereas blinking away like this just means that, well, there's no repercussions for him to go on you. He doesn't even have to think twice. It's just a free kill. So we need to wait for the Ezreal to walk back up, and then we'll be in good shape. This is a little bit too crazy by my Nasus for sure. So what we should do now is, now that we have the push and they're showing in mid, we can establish vision on the bottom side. So we just walk in here, boom, 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 get our ward down mid so we can see what's going on. And then after that, we're in good shape. So we just know that they can't flank us. It's really important whenever you get into a Baron scenario where like you're going to be CG and stuff, that you know that people aren't flanking you. Having that information is very, very important. Otherwise, you're always susceptible for people just walking behind you and kind of like fucking up your day. Okay, well that guy just like smashes turrets. So now I'm just kind of sitting here, and I'm just creating space for my team. So I'm stepping back and forth, making sure that like I'm kind of mirroring the pressure that the enemy players are doing. And I'm gonna pink ward over here just because I don't have any other kinds of wards, and I want to make sure that there's wards over the wall. It's fine if the pink ward dies, doesn't matter. It's just important that we have that ward just in case they try to collapse on us in any way, shape, or form. With the Nasus that strong, it brings a lot of confidence in being able to play pretty far up. But I want the enemy team to engage on us, not the other way around, because we've actually been having the most success doing that. So I'm just going to chill right now. We have waves pushing in bottom at the same time. And so if you didn't know, Baron gives movement speed to minions. So I'm going to walk back here and see how this powers up the minions. That makes them move faster. That way I can get to the wave. Because otherwise you're just sitting around and doing nothing anyway. So you want to be active in that regard always. So I'm just focused on hitting this turret. So as you can see, the Talon's trying to come in. So I've stunned the Talon. So now I've activated the stun. And I'm just going to go in now and create space. Now we activate our stone plate. And I'm just going to run at the Talon to get him out. Really important that I don't let the Talon get in and kill my teammates, pretty much. Because if I can keep my Ezreal alive, then we're in good shape. So now we just walk down to this wave. And we're just going to activate the Q and walk up straight to him and dump the Ignite. Now I'm tanking the turret, so make sure we're stepping back. And then we're going to stun him again. And I'm just creating space for him. And we can end the game if we just hit the base. And that's how you win a game on Leona, even when you're behind. Sometimes your KDA or how the game starts isn't the important thing, but it's how you finish and play for neutral objectives. Make sure that you're setting up vision so that you too can establish control over the objectives and lead your team to victory.